Hey ladies, it's your girl Doretta, and welcome to another episode of Momfluence. Let's forget about the stereotype the world says about us, like we're struggling, we're baby mamas, or we're alone. Well, not over here. At Momfluencer, we're here to inspire you, educate you, and empower you. Yep, while you're going to school, you're working on that job, or even while you're paying those bills. Understand, you have to keep your head up and keep going while you're juggling through life journeys. Let's go. We got this. Mom Influencer. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Momfluence. It is your girl, Doretta. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone again who is liking, subscribing, and watching the episodes. I must say again that I am truly blessed and truly impressed by the response that I'm getting. It is not me, it is definitely God that is pouring the information to me to share with other moms that are like me, that might be going through, that might be dealing with something, or just need to connect and have a listening ear. And that's what I'm here for. So let's start with tonight's episode. First of all, I want to say that tonight was supposed to be about something else, but it is going to be something different. It is going to be about moms and how you deal with life. I'm going to speak straight from the hip, keeping it straight, keeping it 100, and just being very truthful. As I was sitting getting my nails done earlier, because I'm learning to must take care of yourself, because you, again, like I said last week, you rip and run and you do so much. And if you see my video earlier, you will see that I had a full day on Wednesday, from work, from cooking, from picking my daughter up from flag football, to taking her to do 2 auditions for her acting, and I had to drive an hour away. So I'm learning to take time for yourself. And as I ask other ones, to make sure that you share some different things that you do for yourself. And if you don't have any, reach out and we can share and talk about some things that you can do for yourself. But again, back to tonight's episode. I talked to a mom earlier this week, and so God laid this on my heart to share and to talk to other moms about this. She had not seen me in a while, and I saw her in the grocery store where she works, and she was like, "Hey, Doretta, I haven't seen you in a while." And I was like, "Yeah." And just because the time when I go in and the time that she's usually there, I haven't been there. And I didn't think anything of it. And that was bad on me not to reach out and like, "Hey, are you okay? Haven't seen you." But she shared with me that she almost had a heart attack and she ended up in the hospital, and the paramedics had to come get her and take her to the hospital where she spent 4 days. She's a single mom of 3, and 2 of them are under the age of 7. So my thoughts was, and I've talked to her before, you must take care of yourself, because nobody's going to be able to raise your kids as you do. People in your family and your friends might step in and help if, God forbid, something happened to you. But they're not going to love your kids the way that you do. And your kids will miss you. So I stressed to her and told her that I'm definitely going to be praying for you. And definitely you must go to the doctor and take care of yourself. It is so important as women that we take care of ourselves, because nobody is going to be there to love your child and take care of your child as you do. I learned that firsthand from being in the hospital for 13 days when I broke 2 bones in my leg. Yes, I have family that were not here, but friends that I met that are like family that stepped up and allowed her to stay with them. And I know they loved her and did everything that she needed or did everything for her and made sure she had everything she needed. But nobody's going to love my child or my children the way that I will love them. And it's so important that you make sure that you're doing everything that you can to make sure you're okay and then instilling in your children that things happen, but I'm here, I love you. Also make sure that they understand different things. For her kids were not old enough to understand mom's sick. Mom had heart issues. Mom has different health issues that I'm going to be away. And it's hurtful to see those things like that. And it really bothered me. And to the point that I just kept looking at her like, man, I told you, you really have to take care of yourself. You have warning signs after warning signs. Take care of yourself. And it's hurtful that you have to go to the hospital at times and you have to drag your kids along with you because you don't have anybody to help you or any support at times to watch them. As I spoke to another single mom, I shared with her this week as we were talking, like, it hurts me when I see moms that are by themselves struggling and there is nobody to help them. I know when I went to the hospital in the midst of COVID due to some GI issues that was really bad, didn't know what it was, appendix or whatever. Thank God it was not. Um, and it wasn't COVID. But it was in the height of COVID. And so nobody was touching anybody. Nobody was sitting by anybody. Nobody wanted to touch anything or anything. I was sitting in one spot in my mask by myself. And this lady sitting on the other side with her two kids. And she had one in a carrier, a baby carrier, that looked maybe about 9, 10 months old. Another one that maybe was about 1, 1.5, that had some crayons and trying to entertain herself, as the mom was the patient in pain. And I thought to myself, and I wrote it down, that, I'm going to start a book, Stories of Single Moms. And I was so hurt that I was in pain, so I couldn't help her, as well as nobody there to assist her with her kids, and she's the one that's the patient. And as I thought again, and as I was sharing with my friend again, like that just bothered me to my core because she didn't have anybody there to help her. And when the tech came to take her to get a CT scan, they was like, okay, who's the patient? And she said, I am. I'm in pain in my stomach or abdominal. And so they had to push her with her kids to go get a CT scan. And I'm thinking like, oh, wow, you have to be in pain, deal with these kids all by yourself, like no support. Where is the family? Where is the anybody to help her? And even before they came to get her, her daughter was entertaining herself with the crayons and she just colored on the wall. She didn't know any better, and maybe that was something she could do at home and her mom could wipe it off and she didn't have those type of crayons. So what hurt me again was the janitor came by and was like, uh, your child is wrote on these walls. We need you to clean it off. She's in pain. Are you seeing any of that? She has nobody to help her. She's carrying a child in the carrier. And this one over here, she's got by her arm trying to take care of her. And all you concerned is, can you clean the crayons off of the walls? Like, really? This is what we do? Where is our compassion? Where is our sympathy or empathy She's dealing with a lot. She's in pain, and then you want to worry about the walls? Seriously? Come on. It's not that bad. You can clean them off. No, she shouldn't have colored on the wall, but at the same time, she's a child, and this mom has nobody. And I see this so often. And for me, I know when I first was going through my issues with lupus, that my child was younger. My oldest one was in college. So when I'm having issues, I'm having to take her with me to the hospital because there isn't anybody. Sometimes it's late at night and I can't call somebody and say, hey, can you come over here and sit? Can you come over here and do anything? It's just me and her. Again, you like the support, you have no one, and you don't know where to turn. As I share these stories, as I see things happening, it hurts me and it bothers me. And it is something that I feel like we as single mom need to network. As I said it before, we have to speak up. My page is there. Please, if anything, write a comment. Tell me, what can I do to help? If there's anything, any resources, anything that you need, and if it's in my scope or in my limitations, then I don't mind helping. But if you don't speak, nobody knows. A closed mouth never gets fed. So you have to share with each other and talk and know that there is others that are just like you. That woman in the hospital, if she would have spoke up and maybe a friend, coworker, somebody could have helped her. Who knows? But at the same time, at that point, she was by herself. And again, that sticks to me. This has been over maybe 2021 and it's 2025 and it still bothers me. And I see her face with her kids day after day in my head because I just can't imagine going through something like that. Thank God my girls are 12 years apart. So, but I know there's others that still have to have that stepping stone or stepping, the children are right there together. And so you're, one is 6 months, one is two, and you don't have anybody. Again, you have to speak up. You have to talk to each other's. Another mom that I talked to is dealing with other issues. And she's sharing. It's important to share, not to burden and don't feel like you burden somebody else. Let's get that straight. Don't feel like you burden someone else when you're talking. Make sure that that person is able and willing to listen. Make sure that you allow them to talk as well and share. Don't feel like you got to be always the one that is sharing and telling what's going on with you. A friend or even anybody, you have to allow them to speak up and know when they're going through stuff. So I say that again to say you have to find like-minded people like yourself. You have to speak. You have to talk. Get into a church. And if you're not ready to get into a church, get into Facebook has plenty of groups. They have groups for any county you live in, any city. For I've seen several for mom groups on Facebook. Get in there. Make sure they're legit because I'm finding some now that only thing they ask for is I need milk or I need Pampers, I need this and that for my kid or I need food. So make sure it's legit. And if there's not one, start one. I did a long time ago. I started single moms after watching the episode of the show, a movie from Tyler Perry, Single Moms Club. And I started a little group. It's way, way, way back when my daughter's 15 and she was probably about 3, 4, maybe 5. That I would say, hey, let's get together and go to the park. I will bring snacks, or you can bring this and you can bring that, and let's play. Something simple as that. And that way you will find other moms that are in your network or that are dealing with some of the same stuff that you're dealing with. So, back to taking care of yourself, making sure you're eating right, making sure you stay hydrated, making sure you go to the doctor. You got to get those mammograms, you got to get that pap, you got to get everything checked out. Get your heart checked out. Definitely. When you're of age, get the colonoscopy. You have to. And I'm not here to make anybody feel bad. I'm not here to judge anybody, but I'm just here to provide insight and inspire or empower or educate a woman just like me that is going through. Understand that we're in this together. We are fighting one day at a time and moment by moment. And we can only do this together. I know for me, I have my network of women that I talk to, and I try to talk to them often when I'm going through stuff or when they're going through stuff. I listen and I also share. So understand, again, you have to network, you have to talk, you have to speak up, you have to take care of yourself. I can't stress that enough. If you're not feeling good, go to the doctor. If it's late, go to the ER. They don't care. That's what they're there for. Go to urgent care if it's during the day. Make sure you're doing your checkups. Make sure you're doing what you need to do. Because, again, nobody's going to love your child the way you do. There might be grandmother, auntie, cousin, sisters, brothers that step in, but they're not going to love your child the way you do. And I can't stress that enough. Always speak to your kids. Always be there for them. Always talk. And again, as I get ready to sign off, because it's kind of emotional to me, this subject, and I wanted to talk about it because, again, I see this woman face all the time at the hospital struggling with this child and the one in the carrier. Again, I can't even imagine. I can't even fathom where was anybody there to help her. Why were they there? And if I wasn't in pain, and who who knows, I could have stepped up, but I was in a whole lot of pain. But there's nothing here nor there. It happened, it's gone. But we have to. Hey, can I help you? Do you need some assistance? You see that mom struggling in the grocery store. Hey, you need something? How can I help you? Make sure you speak to them. Talk to them. They're struggling to pay for the groceries. Hey, don't put that back. I'll pay for you if you got it. And if you feel led. And that is something that I always speak about and always think and always say, hey, how can I help somebody else? How can I pay it forward? Because so many people have paid it forward for me. Again, this is your girl, Doretta, speaking straight from the heart that was on my mind that I had to share. So make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on all platforms that you see me on. And remember, moms, that to all my incredible single moms out there, your strength and your determination lights up the world. You're doing an amazing job. Don't let anybody ever tell you you're not. Keep going. Your courage and your love shapes the future and also shapes the future of your kids. Signing off. This is Doretta. Good night. Good evening. See you later. Bye.